Hey everyone, welcome to 2024 Sports Take Drive with me, Noah, and my fellow host,
Colin.
Today we're joined by a guest, Kira.
Hi.
She'll be joining us in our baseball talk a little bit later in the show. Right now we're going to start off by talking about the recent NBA draft lottery that happened. I believe it was the Utah Jazz who won the first overall pick. Or who won?
Wizards.
Wizards won the first overall pick, I apologize. Utah got second then?
Yes.
Yeah, Utah got second. Colin, what are your thoughts?
I think the biggest winner of the lottery, which is crazy to say because the Wizards got the first overall pick, I think is the Clippers. Because if the Pacers wouldn't have got the fifth pick, they probably wouldn't have been able to. They wouldn't have got the pick, so it worked out perfectly for them. Already a pretty solid team now with the fifth best pick. Thunder got 12 and 17, so
Obviously,
it's not bad.
not the best picks, but I mean, for a team that's going to go to the finals or
That might
looking to
win
go
the
to the
finals,
finals, yeah, and a reigning champion team, yeah, those are really good picks to have, especially having two in the first round.
So one thing that I think the buzz of the offseason is Giannis. No one knows what's going to happen with him. The good thing for me as a Bucks fan, I'm wanting Giannis to stay, is I don't see him going to any of the teams above us. So I don't think they'll trade for the draft for a better pick. So I'm hoping that we keep him. The Warriors, who they've talked about going to, are right behind us at 11. Thunder at 12, but I mean, if Thunder had the capital to trade for Giannis,
I mean,
won't even be fun.
the thing about the Thunder is they definitely could do. If they wanted to trade for Giannis, they probably could.
Yeah.
They have everything on their team that they could ever ask for to trade for Giannis. But I mean, I just don't see it. It's not necessarily a need for them. Like,
Yeah.
why put that type of salary on your cap space? Why mess with a team that's already contending type of deal?
Yeah, I agree with that. But the Bucks with the 10th pick, I think is pretty good. I think there's good. I have said before, I think this draft is very promising. I think there's a lot of guys that will make a big difference in the league in this class, but I'm hoping the Bucks will draft people to build with Giannis, not to replace Giannis. And I already think the Bucks have a little bit of promise, but I hope they'll bounce back. The other talk was you said this earlier about the Bulls getting the fourth pick.
Yeah, Bulls landed the fourth overall pick. I'm not obviously like it's a high pick, so I can't be like too disappointed. The only thing it's kind of an irritating thing because like I feel like the Bulls kind of have a higher pick every year, but it's never that like top three like number one pick or like number two pick that we really need so we can get like a Victor Wembanyama or a Cooper Flag or something like that. It's always like a 4 or 5, like a later high pick, and then usually those even drafting in those spots are actually sometimes harder just because a lot of times a lot of people have in mind who the top three guys are going to go. Then after that, you're kind of scrambling to figure out who's really like the fourth best player in this draft, who's the fifth best player, who can I get? And obviously you can find guys later in the draft, like of course guys like Tyrese Halliburton, they get picked like 15th or 17th or something. Nikola Jokic gets picked in the second round. Jimmy Butler's a 31st overall pick, right? So like obviously things of that nature happen all the time, but when you really want to get that guy, you want that first overall pick because that's where you find Wemby, LeBron, Cooper Flag, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like that's the pick that we never get. Hopefully we can get a superstar guy, but I don't. That's the thing. I don't know because it's really easy to also just overpick and draft the guy who's the most hyped. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think Bulls are in an interesting situation right now. I mean, they trade away their whole team. They're rebuilding, but I don't think they're doing it in the best way possible. But
I don't know.
The other team I want to talk about I mentioned them earlier, is the Wizards. They have Alex Sarr, Trae Young, Anthony Davis, and now the first overall pick again. I mean, I don't see them making a difference, honestly. If Anthony Davis stays healthy, Trae Young comes back healthy, like
if the team
They
stays
could make
healthy,
a run. Yeah.
If the team stays
It's not a
healthy,
run, but like they could be in the playoffs.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, they could do good in the playoffs, but that's also saying the team stays healthy. That's saying Trae Young and Anthony Davis will stay healthy, especially Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that, like you said, that's pretty interesting that them getting a first overall pick, like seeing what they could add onto that team. They probably would look. I think they're probably going to lean more towards a wing player, like a small forward, possibly a shooting guard type of situation. Yeah, I don't know, that Washington team is interesting because the only thing about that team is, like you said, how far can they really go?
Yeah.
Considering because obviously we know Anthony Davis, Trae Young, they can all be successful in the playoffs, but as injury prone as that team is, as inconsistent as that team is, it's kind of just a wonder. It's like they're trying to build a team, but how good is it? Is it at all even going to be worth it when what's their ceiling? Maybe a conference game, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, they're most likely they're gonna draft the small forward from BYU, so because he fits the team well. But I mean, that guy has he could make a big difference in the league right away. But Anthony Davis, I don't even remember the last time he was healthy for a playoff series. Trae Young, he has done things. He just had a recent injury though. I'm very curious with them.
Yeah. I think probably I would say a team to watch out for next season.
Yeah.
Because I think they could do some interesting things. I think they're a team that could surprise us.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, first overall pick to playoffs that's a jump, but I see it.
Yeah. Okay. I think with that, I'd say you're ready to talking some baseball.
Yeah.
All right, baby. Yeah, so we're moving on to the baseball topic. Colin's favorite topic. The only thing Kira can talk about. You guys want to lead it off? Maybe talk about the Brewers.
I'll lead it off with my Cy Young pitcher. Kira, as you've been to basically every Brewer game of all time, Jacob Mizorowski is lights out right now. And
Genuinely.
he threw in a 7 innings pitch. He threw his first pitch was 103. His last pitch was 103. He might be the best player in the league. Kira?
No, I mean, I'm looking at the stats right now, and he's ranked the best pitcher in the entire league, which I think is very fitting. He's been last year. He was a bit more. Yeah, but in general, like you look at his ERA, even is in the top 10, I'd say. Yeah, he's doing amazing. I mean, I think compared to last year, especially last year, he was very kind of hit or miss. He would either have a great game or the worst game ever. But this year, he's just been on a roll.
I mean, he has the most strikeouts. He's at 80 already.
That's crazy.
Second place is at 75, Dylan Cease. But you go third, which is Christopher Sanchez, who's all the way at 67.
Yeah.
So, he's having a great year. 2.12 ERA. But the other pitcher I want to talk about, which Noah's a lot more interested here, Shohei Ohtani. He has amazing ERA. 0.8 ERA.
0.82.
But hitting 240.
Yeah. I mean, I think actually, I think the biggest story about this season mostly has been the pitching for the most part. I mean, obviously there's been some smaller other things hitting-wise, but I think pitching has been the biggest thing because we've seen pitchers like Shohei Ohtani, like we just said, pitching 0.82 ERA. But then we also have Paul Skeens. He's had multiple games where he almost had a perfect game.
Yeah.
Jacob Mizorowski's over here striking guys out left, right, and center. He has a 2 ERA. Other guys, Max Fried for the Yankees. You have Miller, the closer. For the Padres. He's on a tear right now. Probably one of the best closing seasons we've seen. Soriano for the Angels, another amazing pitcher. A lot of guys that are pitching with ERAs below 3 runs, and I think it's something bigger to be talked about. Is it even a reflection of how good the pitching has actually gotten?
Yeah.
Or is it maybe hitting's decline because like you said, Shohei Ohtani's batting 248 right now. Aaron Judge, he's got a lot of home runs right now. He's batting, I think, below 280, which for him, obviously, for him, that's not as special. So, I mean, are we seeing a drastic evolution, would you say, in pitching right now?
I mean, like, if you look at which Paul Skeens, I guess, isn't the best example of this. I mean, he kind of is. Like, when you see Jacob Mizorowski throwing 103 in the 7th inning, 97-mile-per-hour slider, I think it's the pitching that's changing. I mean, I just looked at the batting averages, and there was maybe one All-Star on there from last year in the top 10 of batting averages. Like, I mean, the superstars aren't there yet, which I feel like at some point it'll click. The home runs are still getting hit.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's going to happen when pitchers are throwing 100 all the time. Once you make contact, it's going to get out the yard.
It's kind of turned into a home run or a strikeout, because you have to sit one pitch, and if you get it, you got it. If not, you're going to strike out.
Right.
It's definitely getting really hard to hit nowadays, which makes me want to bring back the juice baseballs.
I mean, I've heard small talks of them possibly lowering the mound again, which I believe the last time they did that was like 1970 something was the last time they lowered the mound. How do you feel about that idea?
I mean, I think we should definitely ride out this season, but if it comes down to it being a pitcher league, I think the views will go down, the ratings will go down, which it's already been declining. They're trying to fasten up the game, which is good until it's a 2-1 ball game, 0-1 ball game every game.
Yeah.
Which it kind of has been looking like lately. But then it also, like, you got to look at it from the other side, is then there's the team, like, the Brewers are probably the best example of all time of this, is they're laying down bunts like crazy. They're having 12 pitch at-bats to get these elite starters out. Like, when they're facing the Yankees this weekend, I think Churio had a 15 pitch at-bat. When you start doing stuff like that, it just makes baseball more interesting to people like me, but the normal average fans will want to see a home run every time.
Right.
So I think it makes baseball more mental, which I kind of like. Like I think it's more fun to watch these games. So I hope they don't change it, but if they have to change it for the ratings, I get it. I want baseball to not die out.
So you would say, as a fan of baseball, it's good. It's interesting to see pitching evolve the way it is, but you're understanding the effects it's having on the game.
Yeah, I get that, especially with like the Dodgers in the league.
Yeah,
we need,
and I think that's also just another problem with it in general. I mean, when you look at the numbers around the league, the Dodgers have some of the best hitters in all of baseball, all stacked around their team.
They're not even doing that good,
right? And they're not even bombing things right now. They're not even hitting. I don't think they have a single guy batting 300 on that team right now. No, exactly. So it's like that's just a reflection of really how great pitching has gotten to this point now. I mean, we have guys who throw pitches intentionally out of the zone so that they can throw inside of the zone the next pitch and strike them out. I mean, intentional balls are being thrown now for strikeout purposes.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's definitely getting tough, but I think it's good for the game.
I mean, the thing with the intentional balls, it's starting more, but it's also getting harder with the whole ABS thing now. It's way easier to catch them intentionally throwing balls and stuff like that, and it'll just be changed on the spot.
So you think that you like the ABS, the computerized?
I kind of have mixed feelings about it. I think it's less personable. Like when the umpires were doing it, like they would get a lot of shade and stuff like that, but I feel like it was more humanized, if that makes sense. Like it was kind of like part of the game, like, oh, will he, won't he call that? But now it's just like you kind of always know what the call is going to be when it hits.
Right, like it's AI.
So yeah, it's like it's less interesting to me, but I understand why they did it, and I think it helps the game more.
I'm the opposite, actually. I love the ABS system. When I'm at the games, I think it makes it 10 times better.
Mm.
I mean, like there's a point where some of the umpire, like I think the other part is like now that the guys are throwing 105, it's gonna be way harder for the umpires. I think it helps. It also adds a new level to the game of you can't just be amazing at baseball. You now have to be smart with it too,
Right.
which I love it. Especially I'm a catcher, so it's probably more biased, but I love it. I think it's really good for the game actually.
Okay, well, I mean, getting off of probably the political side of the MLB right
Yeah.
now, just looking at, let's say, team-wise, success-wise, what are the biggest teams that are standing out to you right now in this going this season?
With how it's going, I mean, Brewers definitely, again, they were projected third in the standings this year,
Mhm.
and they're fighting for first place with the Cubs right now. The Cubs are also a team that they're looking pretty solid, which hurts me to say. The most surprising team is honestly the Rays and the Braves.
Oh, for sure.
The Braves, I guess, we just knew they needed to be healthy,
Yeah,
which we've been talking about
Yeah.
this. We just wait for that.
we know the Braves are a great team. It's just a matter of health with them.
Yeah, the Rays though, I would have never guessed they'd be winning the division right now.
Yeah, I mean, the Rays, they had a little something going like a few years ago, like 2020, 2021
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah.
Died out. We know no one's going to those games. We know
They
everyone
traded
hates that
most of their
stadium.
team. Yeah.
They hate their state, or they hate their team. Left it to dust. They had amazing prospects and talent who, messed up their careers a little bit. And surprisingly, I think they've kind of been the biggest talk of a surprising team this season because it's who do they have? You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
It's-
yeah, like they have Junior Kiminaro, who he's just kind of a home run guy that, like, he got popular just because of the home run derby, honestly.
Mhm.
Gavin Lux, because he played for the Dodgers and the Reds, like,
Shout out Kenosha ITA.
yeah. But then, like, you go to the pitching points, a lot of underrated guys that no one really expected to be that good. Kind of their whole team, which I really like them for that. I've been a Rays, like, they're like one of my top 5 teams for sure.
Mhm.
And so it's good to see them actually winning. I love when small market teams win.
Well, we don't get to see that, or at least we haven't seen that in the last 2 years with the Dodgers winning so much. Kieran?
I just think the most surprising thing to me, like I think we talked about this last time a little bit, is just the NL Central in general. I mean, like I feel like every year, kind of at the beginning of the year, there's at least 3 teams that are like kind of switching on and off. But this year, like there's not a single NL Central team that's like awful this year, so far at least.
I think that just goes down to the fact that the Cubs and Brewers have been good for the last basically 10 years.
Yeah.
And then the Cardinals have been fairly competitive. Pirates now have the best pitcher in all of baseball, and they're also a growing team actually. And then as for the Reds, you know what, they're winning.
The Reds had the luckiest start. Like, the weird stats, you know how they have Ram stats?
Mhm.
Reportedly, like, with how much they missed the barrels, they had the luckiest start to a season of all time.
Right.
Because they had so many hits that just dropped when they shouldn't have.
Mhm.
There's a reason they're almost back to 500. So, yeah, they're
They're
2-8 in the
playoff.
last 10
It's
weeks.
regularing.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
normalizing out, yeah.
Which, we're at that point of the season where everything's going to start to
Level out.
flow back. But
Yeah.
the NL Central for a minute there when it was, I think Reds were first, Cardinals were second,
Oh, that
Pirates were
was so
third,
wrong.
Cubs, Brewers.
Yeah.
That was weird to look
Wrong,
at.
yeah.
But it's back. It's back.
Yeah, I'd say right now the hardest division in baseball, as far as records go.
Mhm.
I
But
don't know about that.
well,
I mean, record-wise, yes.
record wise,
Record-wise.
they are the hardest division right now.
But-
They're the only division with all teams have 20 wins.
Yes. Now that we talk about teams that are surprising us, though, I want to bring up one team here because this team was supposed to be the next Dodgers, especially after this offseason. New York Mets.
Yeah. Oh my
Mm.
gosh, they've been.
They're a clown show.
Lose Pete Alonso, see what happens. Huh?
Like, I mean, this team, they were supposed to be, they bought the guys in the offseason, they traded for guys, they are below 500 right now.
Yeah, but you know, it's like with the Mets, it's like, are we really surprised? It's the Mets.
I mean, I feel like we should be like a little bit surprised.
No, I understand obviously the money that they put down. Obviously, they've had Juan Soto for a couple of years now, and it's like, where is the success really going after spending all this money? But it's like, the Mets have always kind of just been that little brother team to the Yankees. They spend a ton of money, and then it's like, what do they really ever end up doing?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
I think it's just insane how they aren't that good again. I mean, I just don't get it. They bought this team like they were supposed to be the Dodger killers this year. That's just not looking promising.
I feel like they might have some more potential in upcoming years. Like they might be kind of doing like.
And I think because the reason why I hate the Dodgers, because they ruin my favorite sports philosophy, which is the development of an actual team and like developing team chemistry and like a team that actually plays with each other. And I think that's something that I wish was happening with the Dodgers, but obviously isn't. Is what's happening with the Mets. Is you sign a ton of players from a ton of different teams that didn't really come up together. They don't really build chemistry together, and it shows how much harder it actually is to play, regardless of how good they are. Just because the team doesn't really like love playing with each other, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it ruins kind of not necessarily the game, but the team, how it flows when you go from batter to batter. When there's a guy on base, they're not really playing for each other. They're just playing to put up their own kind of numbers, and then eventually it dips off. You don't see that with the Dodgers, but that's really how it kind of is when you get all these free agents. They leave for the money and do all this, and they're showing you shouldn't be building your team off of every other team that drafts a player and who has the most money. You should build it off of you got these guys came up in the system together. Maybe you sign a role player here or there, but your stars, your best players should all be playing together to win a World Series. You know what I'm saying? For years, not just let's sign the 5 best players from last year and win a World Series tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, when you said the Mets are coming up, I don't think so at all. I think they're like one chance. I mean, the Freddie Peralta trade was a very win-now trade, and they aren't winning that much. So I'd like to see what happens with them. They'll either make a playoff run, or right now they're not even making the playoffs.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we'll see. But with that, we have to end here. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.